I don't know, was that like a mic drop moment? Was that like rude? What's up guys, welcome back to another episode. Today let's talk about consistency when it comes to anything that we do in training. A big issue that I run into as a performance director here in Tiski Vizek is, and even with my own athletes, my own White Lion athletes, is realizing that when you don't stick to a schedule, nothing gets done. So when we aren't consistent about saying, here we have athletic training on this day, we have strength, we have speed, when we don't have a structure, we also will never get the consistency, we won't get the compliance, we won't get the players to take us seriously. Serious athletes, ambitious athletes, and professional athletes all take their training super seriously and are compliant. What it says on the sheet is what will be done. This is especially true when it comes to warming up and injury prevention. We need those factors. We need to warm up well. We need to do our injury prevention, whether that's FIFA 11 plus, whether it's a particular program for a particular athlete, whether it's the return to play program for an athlete that they continue to do even after they've returned to the pitch in order to keep themselves healthy, or whether it's a plain old damn strength and conditioning program that's written for that athlete or for that team. The consistency is the key. The compliance is the key. Me as director, as sports scientist, I can write the program as awesome as I want to. It can be the best program on the entire earth, but if it's only done once a week instead of the 3 times that it's written for, only half of the training is done for each of the 2 days that I write it for, and then the athlete goes off and does something else. There's a reason I wrote that. And when you don't comply by it, because it's been written for a reason, it's gonna be really hard to actually get out of it what you expect. If you complete the whole program, if you complete it consistently, meaning you show up every day to training when it says you should be training, you should be able to hold your coach accountable as well and say, so I did the program, this is what I heard I was gonna get out of it, more speed, more strength. I'm not seeing the changes. And if you're not seeing the changes, then that's when you go to your coach and seriously talk something out because something did not work. However, if you only did half the program, you half-assed it, you only did half the days, you only trained once instead of twice a week, whatever that may be, and then you come to us with an injury or not having the performance gains that you wished, we're gonna have to talk about your compliance. We see this as well in research in injury prevention, especially with youth athletes and especially with professional athletes. When the training does not get done, when the prevention plan is not in place, when we don't regularly warm up, when we don't take the time, when we don't comply with a training plan, with what our bodies need, our performance suffers, and it can also be that our health suffers. We sports scientists can write the coolest plan in the entire world. My head coach can give the best training session he's ever given in his life. And if the athletes don't comply, if they don't come to training, if they don't push through the intensity, if they don't do all the exercises, all the reps, go with the percentage ranges, the rep ranges, we're not really gonna get anything out of it. So if you give 50% to a great program, you might get 50% out of it if you're lucky. If you give 100% to a shitty program, you're probably gonna get more results than if you give 50% to the great program. I'm not gonna lie to you. When we talk about compliance, please don't forget that you have to be patient with your training program, especially if it's a new one. Don't just stop complying and totally leave it by the wayside because you don't feel any better after 3 days or 2 weeks or even 3 months. I mean, by the time you get to 6 weeks, you should start seeing a difference, but stay patient. Results come slowly. Continue to talk to your coach if you're not sure what's going on, if you're not happy with what's happening, if you are complying, if you are doing the training and it's not good for you, it's leaving you immensely sore, it's causing injury, it's causing extreme fatigue. If it doesn't work for you, talk to your coach about it. Or talk to your coach about getting something like a microdose program where you train more times a week, but maybe 10 to 15, 20 minutes depending. We know how to write that, but there's a reason that we wrote the program the way that we did, whether it's for you as an individual athlete or you guys as a team, or you guys as a rehab group, or for you as somebody who might fall prey to an ACL tear. Please trust us as well, but stay in communication with us so that we can help you to comply and get the best out of the program. Doing 30% of the program is not going to give you the results that doing 100% would, and compliance is a huge factor when we're talking about injury prevention and injury occurrence, because the rate of injury then goes up, as well as, of course, performance. Because if you're not training consistently, if you're not showing up, if you're not doing the work, if you're not doing what is required, you're gonna have a fucking hard time getting out of it what you want to get out of it. I hope that helps. Please remember, stay in contact with your coach, comply with your training. There's a reason why we wrote it that way. Have a good one.